Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is a video about highlighters. I've collated quite a lot of highlighters in my time. I think about 4 or 5 years ago is when I first discovered highlighting. It just wasn't a thing back in like kind of the early 2000, and even when I was like 18, which was a good 7 years ago, I know. It just wasn't a thing that we had. Not even concealer wasn't really on my list, for me especially. But recently it's been one of my most favourite things ever, and I love the fact that you can use a majority of different tools and also a few different products that can also be used as a highlighter, which I think is really beneficial for someone who doesn't want to fork out loads of money on an expensive highlighter and just use what they already have in their kit. So I'm going to talk about my favourite highlighters, but also one of my other options I use if I don't have one to hand. So I hope you guys enjoy and just keep watching. So I'm going to go through 3 stages, which will be my powder highlighters, my cream highlighters and my alternatives. So start off with my powder highlighters. Now, my most favourite highlighter of all, which I think a lot of people will know about, and I think it's quite common, it's just a brilliant highlighter all year round, for me especially, for any time of the year. But I find it's obviously for particular skin tones. This is suitable for more my skin tone, but I absolutely love this product. It is by The Balm and it is the Mary Luminizer, and it is just an incredible highlighter. I've hit pan big time on this one, as you can slightly see, but it's just a really good highlighter. I think I've got it on today. Yep, yeah I do. I actually got this because it's quite hard to get The Balm unless you go to Selfridges, I believe, or maybe buy it online. I got this off of Amazon for like £13, which is really good price for any kind of product. That's the kind of more so much the high end of a drugstore product. So for what it is, I think it's incredible. I absolutely love this. It's lasted me a good time. I've had it probably, I want to say a year, but I don't even remember when I bought it. I think I've had it a good 6 to 8 months at least, and I've just about hit pan. I mean, in between those times I have used other highlighters, but this one has been my go-to one and I absolutely love it. I've used it on a lot of my friends and clients, and it's just one of my favourite things to use. So this one is The Balm. It's inexpensive, it's high quality, and I definitely recommend it. So next up is Becca. I think we all know what Becca highlighters are like. It's been the kind of the talk of the town in the beauty world at the moment. Going back quite a long time ago, but I bought make sure I've got the right one. Where are you? I got this one I think about a year ago. Excuse how it looks. So they do break. Only way to describe it, they do break quite a lot. So I've had to actually put in rubbing alcohol just to kind of set it all again, hence why it looks really, really bulky and not right, but it was hitting pan, to be fair, until I dropped it on the floor. It went everywhere. But this one is the Becca Pressed Skin Perfector Highlighter in Opal. I think I bought the wrong colour. This was something that Jacqueline here recommended quite a few years ago, and I should have gone for Moonstone, I believe, which is a lot more yellow-white based toned. This one's quite a golden tone, which for my skin tone, I mean, I'm not pale, but I'm not olive or tanned, so it doesn't quite sit the best with me, but I enjoy it. I think I definitely will go for the other colour next time. These sit, I believe, around the £20-odd mark, if I remember correctly. You guys will probably know if you've already bought them. It's a really nice highlighter for someone that is olive skin tone or darker. For my skin tone, if we're talking about shades, I'm an NW20, or I'm a DeVille in NARS, or if we're talking L'Oreal True Match, I'm an N2, N1 I think it is. So I'm not pale at all, but for this is quite dark for me. So I love it, but I think I'll definitely go for something different for colour next time. On the same subject of Becca though, I did of course do what everyone did on that same bandwagon, which is I went and bought the limited edition Becca highlighter by Jacqueline Hill. This is the Champagne Pop. Now this colour remarkably is quite similar to Opal, I would say, just a lot more orangey toned. So this one here is the Champagne Pop by Jacqueline Hill, and this one is the Opal. So I mean, kind of similar in a way, but This one is a lot more sort of neutral brown, and then this one's much more of an orangey gold tone. Now for me, I love it, like I absolutely love it. I think it's definitely going to suit me for the summertime, when I have got a bit more of a tan or a bit more sort of warmer tones, but really at the moment it just doesn't sit the best. I like a bit of a white gold one. I'm reaching out hopefully for the Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighters, because they have one that's beautiful. But for me, I absolutely love this. I would recommend getting it because it is limited edition. It is a beautiful one. It is an investment. It cost me £50 because I had to get it from Sephora. So it was a big investment, but I'm glad I've got it because I will use it and just use it gradually. As I say, the great thing is about these, you don't have to use them on your cheek bones. You can use them in the inner corners and also as well as an eyeshadow. So I will be using this by other means for the meantime until it gets warmer next year. So this is a mineralized skin finish by MAC. Excuse, it's got like glue on it. It is gross. I'm sorry. But this is a MAC, one of the new ones. It's the Light Escapade by MAC. It's the Light Escapade Mineralized Skin Finish. So this is quite a pale white. Now it has got flecks of gold in it, which does highlight you. Now I complained that I had highlighters that were too dark. Now I've got highlighters that are too light. I pretty much would relate this to more so much of a complete powder finish. So if you're setting on makeup and you just want to do a complete powder finish that's light and not a coverage, then I recommend getting this. I use it more for powdering and I use it more for kind of under my eyes. So I wouldn't say so much it is a highlighter. I've actually applied it onto my friends that have got really pale skin. It just doesn't come up at all. But it's by MAC, so if you want something a bit pale, check it out. I believe there are better ones out there. Now these are more drugstore highlighters, which I still love. One of these isn't quite a highlighter as such. It's more like a bronze highlighter, I think I want to describe it that way. But it's something that I believe is good if you don't want to full on highlight and go crazy and you don't want to bronze, which is basically what I do every day. But it's something that's a bit different to have if you want to go a bit in between. So this is it's so messy. This is the Body Shop Bronze Shade in Warm Glow. So I like applying this to my cheeks first, then I contour, then I blush, and then I highlight. So it's kind of more of an all over kind of bronzer, but it can act as just as its own because it's got that slight shimmer in it. It does act slightly like a highlighter, but it is bronze and it does give you some kind of bronze coverage. If that makes any sense, coverage in foundation and makeup. So it's something a bit different, but I absolutely love this. So we're gonna, as I said, go drugstore. This is probably the cheapest drugstore product I've ever bought that is a highlighter. So I believe, and I might be wrong, this was £3 or £4. This is by Makeup Revolution, if you didn't know from the writing on this product, which no one can read anymore because it's rubbed off completely. This is what I mean, like I like this kind of highlighter. This is more of a white gold kind of highlighter. I bought this a while ago, but the payoff of it is ridiculous. I love this. I absolutely love it. It's a great alternative for someone who doesn't want to fork out money and want something a bit different. It's beautiful. I think it's great for fair skin, for someone who doesn't want to kind of wear something too heavy, doesn't wear much bronzer maybe or contour, but they just want a bit of blush and a bit of a highlighter. This is brilliant. It's like £3.50 and honestly, like I was more settled on this than I was on the Champagne Pop. It's a very white gold. It's not going to suit all skin tones, but it suits mine and I absolutely love it. So going on to liquid highlighters and creams. I don't have any creams because I don't think I've ever really sampled creams. Oh wait. So my recent purchase that I have, sorry, I just want to eat some hair. My most recent highlighter I got was by Kiko. I've mentioned this in a few tutorials and my favourites this month. So Kiko is a really cheap brand, but it's high-end in quality. They are an Italian brand, but they've come to the UK recently. It's really inexpensive prices for high-quality brand. This is the highlighter pen or pencil, but I got this in a set, a duo set. It's called the Midnight Siren, and it was also with a bronzer pen as well. But it's basically like a cream highlighter. So what I do is like, it's quite a pink one as well. Even though I said that I liked more of a white gold highlighter, this is more of a pinky tone. I pop this onto this bit here and this bit, and I kind of like rub it in and pat it in. I then go down my nose and on my kind of cupid's bow and on my chin. Now that for me is setting a base for my powder highlighter. When I highlight, I go fully all in. I probably used the bronzing pen every day since every time I put makeup on. I need a new one soon, so I'm hoping that that range doesn't go anytime soon, so I can get some more of it. It'd be nice, so I definitely recommend checking it out. And this is Kiko Milano. So next up I'm going to show you is another inexpensive brand. It's by L'Oreal. It is the Magic Lumi. Now this is actually a base primer, but it's got a colour, it's got kind of like a shimmer to it. So okay, so if you're not using highlighters but you want to kind of give yourself still a glow, excuse me, I put this on underneath my foundation, then also I tap it onto my cheekbones afterwards. So it is a multi-use. Don't have to always mix it in with your foundations or under. You can use it on top and it just gives a really beautiful glow. Again, if you want to add more on top like I do, then you can add more. It is a great little base for all your highlighting. So it's definitely something to recommend. Just don't forget that when you've got products like these, just go crazy. Like, don't go by what it says on the label or by what someone tells you. Just work out what works for you best. I like this one. I think it's about $9.99 for this, and it's just a great little travel size. It's L'Oreal. I absolutely love the brand, and it's a great little highlighter. So more of a high-end brand, I have the NARS Illuminator by I can never say this, Copacabana. Now this is a bottle highlighter which I've had for about I want to say a year. No, maybe not. It might have been about 8 months again. It was before or after Christmas that I realised that NARS came to Bristol, which was, I know before because we have Space NK, but it was exciting to have an actual counter where you can sit down and you can talk to the guys there and actually look at the products, you know, that they had, a lot more of a range as well. But this was in House of Fraser, and I noticed that Hannah Mags from the Mitchellax spend my Sundays, my time watching her channel. That's what I do on Sundays, is watch Mitchellax and drink tea. But she was using this as a base, as I said before, with the L'Oreal, and also using this on top of the cheekbones as well, dabbling on. Now I use this when I want a proper glow. So if I'm not using much eye makeup or lip, but I want to kind of make a glow on my face, I will use that. Or if I go for a night out and I want to go fully glam on the rocks, then I will use this as well. Now I use it underneath, then foundation on top, and then also I use it on top and then set it with some powder highlighters. So I go full shebang strobing. I don't take the mickey out of this. It's expensive, but the one thing I will say about this is that it will last you for ages. You don't need a lot, like you really don't. I think it's a beautiful product, like I absolutely love it. I actually do recommend getting it if you're in the market for a high-end highlighter that's going to do the job and be multi-use, which a lot of NARS products are. Recommend doing it. I think it was £20 or £30. It was expensive, but I've had it for 9 months. So let's be real, it's you know, it's earning its money. So yeah, I absolutely love this. It is from NARS. So if you're someone that doesn't really have many highlighters or money options, or doesn't know what to do, or doesn't want to spend much money or any money at all, then I recommend looking into your makeup kit. Now eyeshadows are a great way of highlighting, trust me. So if you've got something that's quite glittery or shimmery and pale, then that can be used as a highlighter. So I'm going to show you a few products that I've bought that, or have already, that I use as a highlighter. Now this one I used recently. I would recommend, this is more for darker tones. I at first was like, I love it, it's amazing, like who needs highlighters? It cost me like £4 or £5. I love it, it's just brilliant. But I've realised it is a bit too dark for my tones, so I think if you're more olive skin or darker, this would be brilliant. Reach out for those eyeshadows because honestly, like, they're just as good as like a highlighter. But that one is from Kiko and it's the it just says 200, so check it out. I think it was really inexpensive for what it was, but it's just a great option to have if you don't want to fork out that much money for a highlighter. Other options I have is these are the Makeup Geek pigments. So pigments are even really good for highlighting because they are more controlled, and you know you can build up a bit more colour. So this one is by Makeup Geek and it is Afterglow. It's stunning, like it's so pretty. Again, I've used this before as a highlighter on a client and it worked really, really well. It's just, you know, it's another option, and I had that in my kit at the time, so I was like, screw it, I'm going to use that, and it worked out really well. This one, oh my god, I forget how much I love this. I have to pull it down. This one is also another one, but it's a lot more glittery. So to be honest, this is great for like nights out, a bit of fun, a bit more glam and glitz. You can still use it as a highlighter, is not a problem. This one actually is called New Year's Eve by Makeup Geek, which is a like a beautiful colour, and it's just really fun. Like, it is everywhere now. But I kind of would use that as a highlighter as well. Okay, so I have a lot of Makeup Geek options, but you can use any other brand, it's not a problem. So I have two palettes that I use as an option for highlighting. So I'm going to show you this one first, which is the Smashbox Full Exposure. So if you're stuck for a highlighter, there are options in here. So you have this shade just here, and you also have this shade just here. Both of them are very good for highlighting. The middle shade is quite nice and light. I actually quite like that, you know. It's not as glittery, whereas the second one is. But you can use that as a highlighter. Like, don't let it stop you from thinking like, oh, well, it's eyeshadow. No, just definitely use it. Like, it still gives you... I'm going to put it on now. See, like, how good is that? I would recommend, if you don't want to fork out, go look in your makeup kits and your drawers and your shadows and palettes and get that highlighter. But that's by the Smashbox. If you've got one of these, have a little look. If you don't, find a palette that does have those colours in it. It is worth checking out. Oh my god, I got glitter everywhere! So, also another option is, you know by now how much I love Makeup Geek, but these two are brilliant little highlighters. They obviously cost like £3.75 when you order them, but they are brilliant. This one is Shimmer Shimmer Eyeshadow, and I believe it's a fantastic colour to use. I also have as an option Bling Bling, and this one's quite nice to have also as a highlighter. Now this is a white shimmer. It's really good to put as one point here. Also good to put here and here, like a tiny bit, so you kind of sort of centre in that shadow, or you centre in that shimmer. I like using it just to kind of really bring out a bit more colour. Not a huge amount, we're talking like a tiny bit, but play around with it, see what you fancy and go from there. But it's an option you can use. Like, shadows are options. You don't have to fork out for loads of highlighters. So that's my collection. It's strange, it's weird, it's creams, it's powders, it's random eyeshadows, but I believe it's a great little option for anyone who is in the market for good highlighters. I definitely still have a list of even more highlighters that I would like to buy at some point in my life when I have money. But please tell me what your favourite highlighters are down below. Please like this video if you have enjoyed it. I hope you have. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Check out more videos soon. Trust me, these are staggered and all over the place, but that's what I like about it. It's a bit different. I believe the next video may most likely be a little trip to a place that has lots of beautiful autumn trees, because you know that I love a good hike. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. So thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely evening wherever you are, and I shall speak to you guys very soon. Bye! Okay, bye.